Michael Jordan officially the second best athlete of all time?
Yes.
That is the discussion.
Yes.
You think?
Yes.
100%.
Indisputable.
Okay, now why? Give me why.
I mean, look what Tom Brady did. Can you imagine Michael Jordan going to a second team and winning a championship?
Yeah.
I think he didn't even get to the playoffs. When 75% of your conference gets to the playoffs.
But Akaash, MJ was 40 years old.
I know.
You can't do anything
You can't do it after 40.
How could he possibly compete with all these young bucks who are so athletic and brilliant? The game has completely changed. How could he compete with them at 40?
Yep.
I mean, how old was Tom?
Oh, Tom at 43?
Oh, he was older.
Much older.
Interesting.
Much older.
Okay.
3 years, big difference.
People make a big deal about, I was talking to somebody's in a group chat, and they also brought up the different team thing. Yeah. I don't think people realize how difficult it is to win with another team.
It's incredibly hard. Also,
but why? Break it down. Why?
You're going to a different system.
Yes.
He's going to a different conference, so he's playing different teams pretty much all together. Every team he sees is different. If you're in the same team, you play almost half your schedule every year against the same division opponents.
Right.
He knows the Buffalo Bills inside and out. Now he's playing the Saints twice, and he got curb stomped twice. And then in the playoffs, he was like, "No, I got it now."
Curb stomped.
It's good now.
Right.
Now he's going to completely new personnel, completely new culture, completely new city.
Yeah.
Everything is different.
Yeah.
Everything is different.
Yeah.
But here's what Tom Brady is. Tom Brady is, people that say like it's a vibe.
Yeah.
Tom Brady is a culture.
Yes.
Tom Brady comes to your team, and now the entire culture is Tom Brady's culture.
He will take your misfits and make them magical.
Yes.
I mean, Antonio Brown hasn't said a peep since he moved into Tom Brady's pool house.
Bruh.
Leonard Fournette, who's a little talky-talky.
He's a
little talky-talky.
Couldn't work in Jacksonville. They got rid of him, and he was a high draft pick. And they were like, we can't do it.
And he was
nice.
nice.
He's done. Yeah.
And Coughlin was like, I don't want to deal with this little talky-talky.
Yes.
Tom Coughlin, who's a guy who manages egos very well.
Yes.
Couldn't manage the ego.
Yes.
Both of them, I think there might be one more player on the team. I'm forgetting right now. Suh.
Oh, and Dominican Sue.
I don't know how to fucking pronounce his first name. No vowel having motherfucker. I would never say. That's someone who never got made fun of for their first name. Isn't that crazy?
Never.
Or his last name. Suh.
Yeah, never.
It's an expression, bro. Yeah. That's a reaction. That's not even a name. Sod. But most people are like, Dominic, yeah, I'll figure it out. Yeah, I'll get it. What are you, 6'6"?
How do I say that end at the beginning?
You can chase me? But point is, he got all these guys who were, I mean, Leonard Fournette's only been in the league for a few years, but
he's young.
had the stigma over them that they were really tough guys to get to buy in.
Yes.
And he has this magical ability to get people to buy in.
Antonio Brown, that touchdown was a great route. He threw it also GOAT shit. That was after he went at Tyrann Mathieu and went in his face and was like, I'm going after you all fucking game.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, what got said. We'll talk about Tyrann being a bitch later.
Tyrann being a little bitch. Little capping. He said something I won't repeat.
What's gross about that is he's trying to imply some shit that he said the N-word.
He just called him a bitch. No, I didn't go N-word with it. There's no way that he said the N-word.
I thought that's what he was trying to imply.
You really think
I know
Tom
there's no
Brady
way
is dropping the N-word?
No chance.
Come on.
I thought that's what he was trying to imply.
After he retires, he's going to say that shit a lot. But I think he wants to come back next year.
Tom Brady got so much respect. If you're his teammate and he said it to you, you'd be like, you right.
You think he...
I bet Antonio Brown be like, yo, say
real
that
talk,
shit, Tom.
could Tom Brady say the N-word with the A at the end?
Yeah, 100%.
I bet you Tom Brady could sing along to a rap song with the A at the end and not a single peep from anybody. A at the end.
Yo, I bet him and Antonio Brown play YG like it's nothing. Like they both just sing along.
Done. Let's do it.
Yo. Antonio Brown is with it. Sing that shit, Tom. You are. 100%. This is how much he got Antonio Brown to buy in. This was the most look at me motherfucker in the league. Antonio Brown scores a touchdown in the Super Bowl. Do you know what he does?
What?
Drops to his knees, raises his arms up to God to say thank you.
Yeah. And by God, you mean
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. By God, you mean Tom Brady. Let's be honest.
Here's why I also want him to be the GOAT because he seems like much less of a dickhead than every other GOAT.
He's Mike Pence to me.
Explain.
Personality-wise, he's a politician. He's a consummate politician. Like, even Mike Pence, who I don't think we heard speak for 3 years, right? And everybody's like, this guy wants to turn gay straight through conversion therapy, and he's a piece of shit, and what an asshole. And the second we saw him in that debate, we're like, This guy's got a presidential face. Looks like a nice guy.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have hurt a fly. I mean,
Yeah.
he's the sweetest human being on the planet. Like, literally, he was very likable.
Didn't hurt a fly. Just sat in his face.
Refused.
Not gonna do it.
It's the Christianity. Yeah. So he seemed like this really sweet guy and like incredibly polished. Like anytime you tried to pin anything on him, he said the right thing. And I think that's Tom. I have no clue who Tom Brady really is. So he could be the sweetest man ever and know exactly what to say in every single moment. The guys were coming up to him in the locker room. Do you see that? And they were like, we got number 1 for me, but number 7 for you, Tom. We got it. And he was like, we just got one. That's all that matters right now is we all got one.
He's definitely political, and there's a little sociopathy to him, but here's what I point to.
Yeah.
The Belichick versus Brady thing, who did Rob Gronkowski come out of retirement for?
Oh, of course, Tom Brady. And I want to get to the Belichick thing.
Tom Brady's teammates all fucking love him.
100%.
I heard the first, and again, this could be bullshit narrative, but I still like it. I heard the first thing Tom Brady did after he signed with the Bucs is he's like, yo, I want every teammate's phone number so I can reach out to them personally.
Yes.
Like that, if you're willing to do all that, all right, fine. Even if it's a little phony, you're putting in a lot of effort to be phony.
Right.
And nobody's going to see, they're going to buy in. And that's dope. That's like you working real hard to be phony.
Yes.
So phony that it's kind of genuine.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know if he's phony or not.
Okay.
Right? I'm not sure. I think that we don't know a lot about Tom Brady.
Which I also like.
I think that's cool. There's some mystery to him. He's a throwback. He's Marlon Brando.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's one of these figures that we get what he decides to give us.
Yeah.
He's got a sense of humor, clearly. Like on his Instagram, he's aware of the things that he's posting are funny. Mm-hmm. He's kind of culturally aware.
Yep.
Like if you notice, like even the music that he chooses in the videos, it's all hip hop.
Yeah.
Is everything right? Yeah. Like he's going for it. Like this is supposed to be MAGA Tom Brady. He's not doing a Luke Bryant or whatever these fucking country guys are. What's your boy who was dropping them bombs?
Guy.
Morgan Whalen.
Morgan Whalen, my guy.
He's not Morgan Whalen. You know what I mean? You're a boy, bro. He's one of you in the neighborhood. He might drop a couple of them.
The coolest I would ever feel.
The point being, like, we know that he's aware of the culture. We know he's aware of what people are saying about him. Like, he's on social.
Yeah.
He's responding to themes that happen within social media, right? He's responding to people responding to his content.
Yes.
Right? So he knows what's going on. He's aware of this.
He's commented on Lil Duval posts.
You
remember if you're explaining you're losing?
Yes.
Duval had some meme about a guy getting yelled at by his girl.
Yeah.
And Tom was just like, if you're explaining, you're losing.
Boom.
G shit, dog. That's some G shit.
So I don't imagine Tom Brady in his house scrolling Instagram and like seeing what people are saying about him. I don't imagine him even needing that at all. No. But clearly he's aware of it. And clearly he knows how to play that part of the game. I think there's a part of Tom Brady that maybe we might get to witness on like a long form Howard Stern interview. You know, like Howard got to expose certain people that you really never knew that side of them.
Yeah.
Like maybe we'll see that one day, but I think there's a part of Tom that we do not know about because like we don't even really know his strategy for greatness.
No.
Like I've been thinking about this a lot. There are certain greats that share their greatness, how they got to the mountaintop.
Right.
The only thing we know about Tom is TB12.
Is the stuff he sells you.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Like avocado ice cream is the reason why you're the greatest athlete of all time.
No nightshades.
That's it.
Apparently his diet is, he's like public about it, but it's still, you don't know how locked in he is. You don't hear all the shit.
Also, what a fucking idiot Bill Belichick is for kicking out the TB12 method.
Oh my God.
Like, what a fucking buffoon. We're going to get to Belichick in a little bit.
Okay.
But literally, he's just, hey, I just want to keep working out the way I've worked out that won me 6 championships. Is that cool? No. Kick him off. Get the guy, whatever, Alex Garcia.
Guerrero's or whatever.
Whatever his fucking name, Latin name.
Yeah.
Kick his ass out. He's not allowed access to the facility. I mean, like, what a mind-boggling idiot Bill Belichick is for the decision-making that he had around Tom Brady. Whatever he needs to be victorious, you feed the man.
You rock with it.
Okay. But back to, like, sharing greatness. Like, Jordan put out a whole documentary kind of sharing his greatness.
Yeah, but also very much controlling the narrative of what went out.
But he's controlling the narrative of like how they got to the mountaintop as a team.
Yeah.
But it was not lost on any of us watching what he had to do in his commitment to the game and what he was willing to give.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
His whole thing was, I'm willing to give everything.
Yeah.
And my motor lasts longer than all your motors.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to work harder.
Yeah.
And I'm more maniacal. And I can stay up to 2 a.m. and be up at 6 a.m. at shooter. I'll outwork everybody.
Yeah.
Right? And I think Tom Brady's a hard work guy.
I don't want to. Let me go. This is another Tom Brady versus MJ thing, and this is why Tom Brady is better.
Yeah.
Jordan can stay up all night. Tom Brady won't stay up all night. You see what I'm saying? Jordan couldn't play when he came back at 40 because he had been drinking for 2 years and partying. Jordan was a party guy. Tom Brady, I'm going to get 10 hours of sleep. Yeah. Every single piece of my life is dedicated to this greatness. Jordan was like that, but he still partied. Tom is like, even that, I don't need it.
I'm not willing to say that Tom Brady is better than Michael Jordan yet. I know you're willing, and you are probably being way more objective than I am.
Oh, because you're holding on to Jordan?
I'm holding on to Jordan, and I think that there is something just about the word athlete that, like, I just look at Tom Brady and say, I will say this. I think that Tom Brady is a much better leader than Michael Jordan.
That's part of why I'm biased, is I want that guy to be the leader that's just like,
yes,
not everybody hates you.
But the reason why I'm saying that is because Tom Brady has to manage more characters.
Yeah.
When you are on a football team, you got 50 plus guys that you have to get on board and you have to buy in. And each one of those people has to buy into something that might not directly affect you.
Yeah.
Right? You have to get those linemen to fight every single play. Yes. Right? You got to he's got to be on the defense as well.
Yeah.
He's got to get every one of those corners to fight every single play. Every one of those safeties to fight every single play. He's got to get his wide receivers to run their asses off for a run play.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's got to do everything that he possibly can to get these and motivate all these people. Michael Jordan has to motivate 4 other people that are on the floor with him at that time.
Yeah.
He don't even care what the bench guys do when he's not in the game.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I'm about to go make this up when I get back in there.
Mm-hmm.
You have much more personal control on the sport. So while we'll never know if Tom Brady could impact the game in the same way that Michael Jordan could impact the game, because the sports don't compare in that way, we do know that he was able to motivate more people to greatness than Jordan was.
Yes. And that's something you brought up in the last episode, and that's where I say Tom Brady is a culture, and what you just touched on. Everybody saw what Tom Brady was, saw how he worked, and everybody elevated their game. People are saying, like, haters are like, man, any quarterback could have won the game. His stat line wasn't that great.
Stat line was good.
Stat line was
21
great.
For 29, 200 yards, 3 TDs?
200 yards is a little low. It's the least he's ever thrown for, second least he's thrown for in a win. But
it's a blowout.
Yeah, also,
you're just running the ball.
He knows how to win. That's it. There was a play against the Packers when he kicked the field goal to go up 8.
Yeah.
He just saw the defense, and instead of taking a hit, as soon as the ball was snapped, he saw a guy unblocked, and he just threw the ball on the ground. Didn't try to gain a yard, didn't try to make a play happen. And Troy Aikman was like, a lot of people thought that was like, he just mailed on the play. Troy Aikman was like, no, Tom Brady's so aware. He knows we need these 3 points. I cannot take a sack. Just throw the ball away. Who gives a fuck? Just do it. And that's where Tom Brady's hyper aware, and I think the stat line played into like the hyper situational awareness. This is how we win. But defense played their ass off.
Yeah.
A lot of it was Chiefs 2 tackles are injured and no quarterback can overcome that. I'm realizing. But everybody elevates their game because you see what Tom Brady is doing. You know how great he is. I can't let this guy down. I got to work like him. I got to lock in like him.
Yeah.
He straight kicked his family out of his house for 2 weeks before the Super Bowl.
Who
did? By himself.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. He was
him
like,
and Antonio, slumber party. Every single, Gronk, come on over.
Watching film.
Doing TikToks.
Watching film, eating avocado ice cream.
Love it.
He is a culture. You bring Tom Brady to your team, everything changes. Everybody elevates their game. And that's, Jordan would do that, but also shit on you and yell at you and break you. Tom Brady's like, nah, I just lead by example. You just follow what I do, we're good. That's it. The Tom Brady way.
God bless the GOAT, Tom Brady. I still can't give him the GOAT over Jordan. That's just not where I am.
That's cute.
But I admire your...
It's adorable that you hold on to that.
No. You're being more objective than me, and I admire your objectivity.
You know what I mean? He's on an emotional journey. He's grieving.
I don't own any of Brady's stuff. Like, I don't have Uggs. You know what I mean? I don't have a jersey.
No. Tom Brady will never move culture.
So maybe I'm attracted to the investment that I've made in Jordan. Like, my sneakers are going to take a hit. A lot of things are taking a hit right now.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Same.
So I can't really have that.
Right.
I've got
shattered
jerseys.
backboards are depreciating right now.
Real talk.
Yeah, you're losing all your investments.
I got Jordan sneakers in stupid colors and I've had to buy specific clothing to go with because it's so odd.
You're on the short squeeze of Jordan.
Right? I really am. Yeah. So I don't want to believe it. Hold the line.
Brady's Wall Street
We gotta hold the fucking line.
Brady's Wall Street bets and he's squeezing you, bro.
Yeah.
You're fucked.
He really is.
He is.
Though he looks like a hedge fund owner, doesn't he? This handsome fuck. Anyway, I admire your objectivity.
Thank you, Doug.
Let's run around the room one last time. Mark, even though you don't care about sports besides soccer, Brady or Jordan?
Probably Brady.
Wow. Alex?
Jordan.
Not even close?
Not even close.
And what is the rationale?
And I know this is gonna sound fucked
It'd
up.
be really cool if he was like, he's black. So he's blacker than the other guy.
Like, I'm just one of those people that connect athleticism to the win
Athleticism.
as well.
But if that's the case, why not go with Bo Jackson or something? Like,
Well, he hasn't won as much.
but if you're going off athleticism,
No,
and the win.
And the win. And the rings.
He weights more in favor of athleticism than
Brady appears and presents so unathletic
Yeah.
that it's hard to be like, you're the greatest athlete of all time. Would you call him the greatest winner? You have to call him a better winner than Jordan.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just statistically proven.
I could do that.
But then we could
But
also
then
go
you could
back and say Bill Russell or something.
Bill
Yeah.
Russell, So,
But it would be like if Bill Russell had like 18 wins, where there's like no franchise that has as many wins as this player. That's crazy. You see what I'm saying?
I hear you.
It's just a tricky one, right?
Yeah.
Are we biased?
Yeah.
yeah, you got.
So we're admitting right now we are biased.
I think we're
because
biased
we
too.
like basketball more as a sport. We both played it. Like,
Yeah.
we know the difficulty in playing
Where
basketball.
we don't recognize it, and you're a huge football fan, but we don't recognize it as much in football because we never play football. So we're like, nah, we play the sport. It's hard. This guy was the best at it, therefore he's the best ever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's probably why I lean towards Mayweather, because I have some experience boxing. Well, you have experience fighting.
Yeah. And that's why I put Mayweather up there as well.
yeah. Also,
I
none,
even put Mayweather over Brady also.
I mean, Mayweather is
I think
my
Mayweather.
goat.
But
is
yeah,
more-
but none of my favorite athletes growing up were athletic. Like they were like soccer players, or like they were not like conventionally athletic in the way that like basketball players are.
Like Messi's a freak, but he's also
Leo Messi's like
3 or
5'6" or whatever. Like Thierry Henry is like a skinny French dude.
But I
You know what
consider that athletic. Like, if you're...
They're still fast.
Yeah, you're still fast.
Yeah, they're
you're
fast and
moving,
like they're agile, but like they're not like
and you're nice with
they're not
the ball.
LeBron James. You know what I mean?
So that is
They
the
don't
thing
run a
that's so
crazy 40.
confusing, right? It's like, I don't know. To me, I know this sounds so weird, but like I see Mayweather's dominance, and I liken that to LeBron. I know that sounds odd. We got some blinking lights over here, but I don't know. The way that LeBron can like dominate a game physically, that's what Mayweather could do. And I know that the way they play the game is different. Like Mayweather's so sleek and like can adapt to whatever situation. LeBron just kind of like enforces his will. It's just like he's this unbelievable, unstoppable force.
Yeah.
And they're completely unalike, but their ability to dominate is similar.
Can I throw in other dominators just for the sake of your conversation? The big three of Federer, Nadal, Djokovic,
I've said
plus
this all the
Serena
time.
Williams.
Serena thing is so stupid.
Serena's
like the
competition was
10
not nearly what Federer or
the 10
Nadal
okay,
did.
so
So put
greatest
the other
athlete.
three guys
Not even close.
and go in with, I'm just saying, dominating individual sport athletes. Those guys, if you look at it like that.
What's crazy about Federer,
Or
Nadal,
over
and Djokovic, the three greatest players of all time are all playing right now. All just competing. And the
The
only
last
reason Federer is
17
losing
years.
more now is because he's the oldest.
Yeah.
That's it.
Djokovic will pass. I believe he'll pass them in more Grand Slam wins. But as a group, as a collective,
It's
like
crazy.
Murray had a piece of that for years, but 17 years of pure dominance. When millions of people around the world continue to play the sport, how do they keep winning? I want to know what that sauce is.
Nobody cares about tennis, bro. That's the reality. That shit is
I
stupid.
know this is fucked up, but in football, you can get bailed out. Brady had a bad game, not the Super Bowl, but the game right before. He had a bad game, and his defense bailed him out.
He had a great first half. He actually won the game at the end of the first half.
But the second
With 3 seconds left at your own 50
half,
or
you
6 seconds, you throw a touchdown.
3 picks, like his defense luckily held up, and that's why
He also got them
win.
a 28-10 lead.
basketball.
No, but
one
he's
player
making a-
can
I think
take over a game.
He's making a really good point, which is like a lot of people make the argument that the Buccaneers defense should have been the MVP of that game.
Yeah.
And I think you could give Brady the MVP too. I don't think it's that black and white. I think there's a lot of gray area with that decision, right? Like the guy did throw 3 fucking touchdowns.
Yeah.
And they didn't have to do much after that. But in football, you can get bailed out and protected a lot easier.
Here's what I would say to Brady about Brady though. Brady makes everyone on the team better in a different way than in basketball. Basketball, LeBron can get you in the perfect spot for a shot, etc. Brady is a culture, is what I keep saying, because just having Brady with
Jordan
you,
did-
I got
you
something
elevate
for
your
you.
game.
I got something for you. One person can't affect the game in football like one person can affect a game in basketball, right?
Mm-hmm.
But one person can't affect the game negatively as much as one person can affect the game negatively in basketball.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So you could hide bums in football a little bit easier. They can get exposed. Don't get me wrong. You got a bad corner. You can expose them, but you still got a safety that can help them out.
Yeah.
In basketball, you can get, if you are whack, they're going to eat you alive.
Yeah.
I mean, you see the times like, I'm trying to think, the Golden State Warriors would expose teams when they went small ball.
Yeah.
And then the centers just couldn't chase them around.
Right.
So I'm just wondering who is that an advantage to? Is that an advantage to Jordan knowing that each one of his teammates carries more weight? Does that mean that he had to do less?
Yeah.
Or is that the advantage to Brady knowing that not only can he not affect the game that much, but nobody around him can affect the game singularly that much?
Yeah. Except him. He's the closest it comes to singular. Like, that's why the quarterback is so important. That's tricky. The only position that touches the ball every offensive play.
I don't know. The end of the discussion is really like Tom Brady has managed to change our idea of who the greatest ever was, at least in a discussion.
Yeah.
Alan, you and I might not believe it, but we have to entertain the discussion if somebody comes up, right?
Whenever people bring up Gretzky, though, it's like, oh fuck, that's really convincing. Like,
his numbers are stupid, right?
Apparently, even if you off of like the points in hockey is a goal and an assist.
Yeah.
And if you take away all of Wayne Gretzky's goals and just count as assists, he still has more points than every other player in NHL history.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah. But it also makes me think like they didn't have athletes yet.
Maybe.
Do you know, like, some of these sports are still getting athletes?
Yeah.
You know, like Kelly Slater was like this, 10-time or something like that, surf champion. Yeah. But the greatest athletes don't surf.
Right.
It's a random thing to become a surfer.
Yeah.
It's like a bunch of like skateboard kids who decide to be in the water more than at the skate park. So they're not going to be as good. You're not going to have the super elites. And Kelly was probably one of those super elites that ended up surfing. Mm-hmm. Same thing with pools, right? Like, how many people have access to a fucking swimming pool and then end up being super fast swimmer? Is like Michael Phelps the best swimmer? Yeah. No, it would be LeBron.
Yeah.
Right? But blacks, no. But LeBron isn't going to be in the swimming pool because of like economic reasons.
Right.
Same thing with golf.
Yeah. I don't know. You could apply it to anything, though.
Usain Bolt. No, that's why I think Usain Bolt is the greatest athlete. Or I think he is because everybody's run 100 meters. And he's the fastest person to do it.
Yeah.
He's competing against everyone.
Like, the global scale, like all these like African dudes that didn't even have the chance to like do anything.
But they could run 100 meters. They probably ran 100 meters way more than most.
Yeah, maybe. But then they got to get noticed. They have to like get into a system.
If you run 100 meters fast, you get noticed. There's an NFL scout watching you get chased by a cheetah. They're like, I think this guy can return some punts. For real. I'm just saying that seems to me to be like the most basic version of it.
The basics are fighting and running.
Fighting, running,
or
like height.
Like
if you're
Greek,
7 feet tall, they're going to find you.
The Greek Olympic sports or whatever. Like, like those are like the most basic ones. Like wrestling, fight, like running,
throwing something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone could do it no matter where you are in the world.
Yeah.